Hi guys, welcome back. In this video here, it's time for me to build a rotisserie for the UC. I've done pretty much what I can do on it, so it's time to get it on that. Just one thing I will say up front, guys, if you're not confident in your welding, get a mate to help you out, or just cut all the steel up and then take it to someone and get it welded up. That's entirely up to you. If you're confident in it, great. If you're not so confident, just seek some help in that, because it is structural and so forth. So anyway, I'm going to build it out of some engine stands. It's pretty much the cheapest way out of it. These are the ones here. You can pick them up on eBay and they're not that expensive. The two I picked up, they're like 4 years old. I think I paid about 120 for them for each, for two stands. You need two stands. I think now they're about 150, 160. Basically, it's pretty much got everything you need. You might need some miscellaneous extra steel, but you're after basically, you got steel wheels on it. You need this piece here to rotate it, and the rest of the material's pretty much there. Anyway, I've got some old ones that I use for a different project. I'm going to cut them back up again to resize them for this. So I'll go through some steps, give you some sizes and all that for what you need. This will basically work on pretty much most of the Toranas, from LH, LX, UC. They're all the same, as in height and all that. So let's get started. So guys, basically these are the basic engine stands you get. Like I said, they've got steel wheels on them. You've got them. This has got 6. You're only going to need 3 of them. 2 for the back there and 1 for the piece that goes through the middle. But this one's different because I've modified it for a different job. But you get the plate, you get this tube to allow it to spin. So like I said, 85% of the stuff is in these stands. So guys, it's time to work on the stands. I've got these old stands here from another rotisserie I had. What I'm going to do is just modify those to suit the UC. So I'm going to get them chopped up and remade. So guys, got these all cut up to make the new ones. I've got a bit of spare material there too. So what I'm going to do is start cutting these to size and get them welded up. So guys, just got this set up, found centre from here to here, centre there, just make sure it's square, which it is. So I'll just get that tacked off. So I've got this section done. What I'm going to do next is put the next section on upright, and then go around and weld it all up in one shot. So guys, with your top post, basically what I've got is from there to the bottom of the tube is 1 metre. That should give enough room for the car to actually spin all the way around, if you had to do it all the way around. But we'll get this on. That's why pretty much you don't weld here on this tube yet, because you'll do both at the same time. Make sure it's square. So we've got that tacked off. I'll clamp it down, weld all the way around, and then we'll come back. So guys, got that all welded up. Now what I'm going to do is just put a couple of supports in here, just to strengthen it up a bit. So I've got them cut, so I'll get the stands on the bench and weld these on. So just going to get these tacked in. I've got those tacked in. I'll go around now and weld it all up. So I've got some 30 by 30 here, which is going to go up into here. I had to add that small flat plate there. It's only about 3mm thick, because basically there's a bit of a lip here. So I basically just put that in. That will slide in there like so. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just put some small pipe in here, so when I tighten it up it doesn't actually crush. So let's go do that now. So like I said, these are 35 by 35, around about 2mm thick, a little bit thicker. I want mine a little bit longer, just in case I've got to do some work in the front of it. So these are 570 long. That will go in about, I think that's 270. So what I'm going to do now is just make these a little bit stronger. So just got some small tube pipe here, which I'll put in there like that. Keep it flush here. Well, you only need a small tack here. So I'm just going to tack that, grind that flat, and then just tack that. And at least that way, when I start tightening up the bolts, being that this is tubing, you can actually start squashing it and deforming it. So it's just there for a bit more strength, that's all, and it only takes a few minutes to do. So I'm going to set this up and get them tacked in. So I've got these set up. They still spin freely, they're all the way through on a flat. Just going to tack here. Once I've got them solid, I'll turn it over, tack the other side, and then come back and grind that flat. So like I said, just a small tack. I mean, yeah, it's not going to really move, but so what I'll do now is grind these flat, because they won't move now. Grind that flat and do the same as here on this side, and that one's all done. So I got those tacked in, grinded them flat, so forth. So basically now when the bolt goes through, you tighten it up. It won't actually squash the wall anymore, so it makes it a lot stronger and they last a lot longer. So I'm going to get these on. So guys, got these mounted on. They go up under there, 2 bolts. Like I said, I want my ones a lot longer here. Like I said, in case I've got to do some work in the front here, I don't end up with the other end all the way up here, and basically you can't get even a grinder in. So next up is basically some 40 by 40. That's going to go on there like that. And basically what I'll do is weld a bar across here now. I'll put this one on. So I'm going to make these so they're actually removable. So this part here will be welded to the bar that goes across this way, and therefore I can just pull that off, remove these and put it away until I'm ready to use it again. So I don't want to weld it all up as in one piece, because then basically you got nowhere to put it. So I've just found this way a lot easier. I've done it before like this. So yeah, so basically what I'll do now is get a bar to go from here across to here. I'll leave these actually on here so I can just tack them, and therefore I know they're straight. So I'll get this bar made up and then we'll come back and I'll tack that on. So guys, just got this set up here. I'm just going to tack it while it's here so I can get it nice and straight, then I'll put it on the bench and weld all the way around it. So let's get this on. So, got that all tacked up now. I know it's nice and straight. So I'll pull this off, get it to the bench and weld all the way around and get this part done. So guys, just finished welding these on, so they're done. Basically just measured from here to here to find centre. Because this next part is, you've got to get it fairly close. If you're working with a Torana, other cars will be different. But basically what you need to do is, I'm using some old engine stands that I've got, because I've already got the plates, I've got the wheels, everything. I'm just making these pieces up. So the rule of thumb basically is, depending on what size material you use, it really doesn't change. You're still going to go 200. So that goes in there. There. This is just roughly for now. And that on there. And basically what you need is from the bottom to the centre of your pipe. So from the bottom there to the centre here should be 200 mil, like that. So what I'll do is just get all this straightened up and I'll tack this in. Don't need that for now. I'll just get this all straightened up, get this tacked in, and then get it welded. So guys, just tack this part up. I've got my line here just to line it all up, so got that like that now. So basically what I'll do is tack this in, and then once it's tacked in I'll go around fully weld it all up. So get this tacked in. So got that tacked into position. So what I'll do is just clamp it down and weld the whole thing up, and then we'll come back. So guys, you've just made up some flat plates here. This is 6mm. It's about 120 by 90 roughly. Drilled 3 holes. Got that piece in there. Cut this piece. That's approximately about 18 degrees there. So if I get that welded in there, get the level on it, and that's pretty much level like that. So what I'll do is I'll take this off, take it over the bench, weld this in, and finish this off. So guys, just got this lined up. I'll tack this in. So I'll get the other one done and then weld it all the way around. So guys, still working on the back here. Welded these up to the plate. Just added another little piece here at the top and bottom just for a bit of extra strength. Cut some other pipe to go over the top of it, like so. Made the other piece. It's the same as the front one basically. Get this lined up. Just get this tacked in. Get the other side done, and so guys, that's about it for this episode. I've just got to clean them up a little bit. I'll spray them with a coat of epoxy just to seal them. In the next episode, I'll be assembling it and getting the UC on the rotisserie. So keep an eye out for that episode. Until then, cheers.